The Tigers stayed local last week, and they were happy they did. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now. Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry, in his palatial office today. We took the show on the road, Coach, and the Tigers did not take the show on the road last week, playing at home for the first time in almost a month against UMBC, and a game you won 77-71 against the Retrievers. And I know you're always happy to beat the locals, and always good to do it at CQ.
Yeah, we needed a win. It was a hard-fought game. We had a hard time stopping UMBC offensively, which was, we haven't had a lot of those. Our defense has been pretty good. It wasn't as good as it's been. They were tough to keep in front of. Their guard play was good, and then they made shots. I thought we did a really good job on the backboards, and obviously Brian Fobbs was sensational, and he carried us on offense. And I thought Sanders was really good, and Tunstall. I think our seniors made the big difference in that ball game, which is nice to see in a tough local rival game.
Brian Fobbs, you had mentioned in the pregame and in the postgame that you and he had kind of had a little meeting after the Vermont game, and it certainly helped because he scored a career-high 33 points. What was it that you guys talked about that you can tell us, and what kind of an effect do you think it had on Brian?
I don't know if it had any effect. I think I got after him pretty good in front of the team about he's got to play better and shot selection. And, he made some hard shots late in the game. I thought early he just took good shots in rhythm. His teammates screened for him and delivered him the ball. And, that's what we need from him. That's what we expect. I'm not saying you ever expect or need like 33 every night, but he's
nice.
Yeah, it sure is, and he's a good player, and he's talented, and he works at it. So his shooting numbers prior to that game are not indicative of how good a player he is. So we just need to see those go up, and he certainly did that for us against UMBC.
And for his efforts, he was named co-player of the week in the CAA this week. So second time that Brian's gotten that. So congratulations to him. You had the game against Vermont where the offense over the last 10 minutes just was not very good. You come back, you almost put 80 up on UMBC, which has been a pretty good defensive team this year. So that had to be encouraging because it wasn't only just Brian. You mentioned Nakai and Dennis also with good ball games that night.
Yeah, Dennis rebounded, and Nakai really rebounding, scoring, and then one of the things we talked to him about the last couple of days, he drew 9 fouls, 6 in the first half. That's workman-like effort there. That's really helps you get closer to the bonus. And listen, I think we're going to be a good offensive team. We've shown flashes of that. We work at it. We've got to stay the course, and probably like a lot of teams, we've got to now get closer to becoming a complete sentence. We're better on offense, weren't as good on defense. Mostly we've been great on defense and have been inconsistent on offense. Now can we kind of put that together so we have a chance to be the type of team that we certainly believe and hope we can become.
What about on the defensive end? What was it that UMBC was able to exploit from you guys?
Well, I hope it's not something they exploit. I thought we didn't do a good job keeping the ball in front. I don't know if we weren't in our gaps early enough. And, for us, we really want to kind of build a fort and keep you outside of it and force you to take, contested three-point shots. I thought they were able to get inside of us and got us into rotations, and then they got some open shots. But they got good players, and when I went back and watched the tape, I thought their guards, Owens and KJ Jackson, the kid Keandre Kennedy, made in the first half a handful of late clock contested jump shots, and they're a good team, and that's what good teams do. So, we just a couple times I thought we had a chance to run away from them in the second half, and we couldn't. And it became one of those games, in the last 4 or 5 minutes coming down the stretch, tight ball game.
So in your last 3 games, you beat Morgan and you beat UMBC, with the Vermont game in the middle of those. But you come out of the local end of your schedule with a couple of wins, and I know that always makes the players and the team feel good.
Yeah, I mean, every game's worth the same, but obviously, I think the local rivalries have some good juice to them, and you get good coverage out of it. And certainly, those teams are well coached and good ball clubs. So it's good. Like I said, it's always great to get a win, having 10 days off. We try to make that point across to our guys. So we're coming out of a long stretch. It's supposed to be 4 games in 12 days, and some travel difficulties and challenges and all that stuff. So it would. Having a win with 10 days off certainly beats the alternative.
It certainly does. So the Tigers get to 500 again, and they will be back in action on Friday when they take on one of the only unbeaten teams left in the country, the Flames of Liberty. Tune in later on this week when the coach and I will discuss the Tigers in their tournament down in D.C. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Skerry, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Basketball Report. And as always, go Tigers.